It's Neil. I'm the No Secrets bassist, and I thought today there's a couple of things today. I want to talk about why No Secrets bass, and I also want to talk about something else that's happened recently that made me think quite hard about all sorts of things, but mostly about the kind of things that I wanted to talk about in the first place. So let's start with the first thing, which is the happier thing. Why No Secrets bass? Well, if you take a look through YouTube, you will very quickly find, within a few minutes, somebody who's telling you they have the secret that will give you the power, that will change your life, that will change your musical life, that will change everything. And the simple answer is, this is one of the reasons that I started this in the first place. The simple answer is there are no secrets. Just to give you an idea, I spent 2 minutes on YouTube the other day, and I found, and these are direct quotes, secret fingerboard pattern that'll change everything. 7 secrets of a great bass tone. The secret triplet technique. The pro bass player's secret weapon. And 5 secret ways to tell if a bass player is a badass. Okay, so a lot of that is hype, is getting you to click, and I get that. But this idea that there are secrets. Music is not like illusionism, magic, call it what you will. There isn't a magic circle where they closely guard all their secrets. Pro musicians don't do that. They have stuff that they do. They play, and if you want to look at how they play and what they play, it's there for all to see. So there are no secrets. There are no secret methods. There are no secret techniques that will suddenly elevate you to the status of a bass playing god. It just won't happen. What will make you a good bass player, and therefore a good member of a band and a good musician, is playing with other musicians, is learning, is listening, is using your ears, is using all your senses, and taking what you can from everybody that you play with. And the more you play with people and the better musicians that you play with, the more you will learn and the faster you will learn. But you have to learn it. There are no secrets. That's the first thing I wanted to say about this. The second thing is, if you get taken in by this secret business, you will be very quickly disappointed. Now, there are lots of great teachers on YouTube, don't get me wrong. There are some really, really fine teachers who know a lot about the subject and are great bass players in their own right, and great guitarists, great keyboard players, great drummers, all sorts of people who can teach you a lot, but they don't have secrets. What they have is experience. And if you take lessons from people, you pay for their experience, not for their secrets, because nobody has any secrets. It's as simple as that. So by all means, take what you can from YouTube. That's great. There's a lot of stuff that will give you insights into how techniques can help you and how some music theory can help you. But in the end, playing with people is what's going to do it. And going and joining bands and getting out there, or, as I've said before, chamber music or orchestral music or whatever it is that's your thing, get out there and do it. Because that will teach you far more than anybody who claims to have the secret. Okay. Just to give you an idea, I try to practice what I preach. What do I have going on at the moment? I have songs to learn for my band, a band that's been stymied by lockdown and all sorts of other things, and we're just getting around to working up for our first gig at the beginning of September. So I've got a lot of songs to learn for that gig. So that's the first thing. Just as an electric bass player, that's the simplest part of what I do. In some ways, technically, and in terms of learning songs and learning music is probably the simplest part. In other ways, it's much more difficult, but we'll get to that probably another day. Then I've got a chamber music get together with a bunch of exceptionally talented musicians where I'm honestly a little bit out of my depth. So I have to learn some double bass music, the Schubert octet for anybody who's interested, and that's a difficult piece to play. So I've got to learn that. I've got to work my way through the bowings and the fingerings and all of that for that piece of music. And then starting in September, we've also got the restart of my local orchestra with which I play double bass, and Beethoven's Sixth Symphony and some Stravinsky just for good measure. So those are the things that I've got going on at the moment, and part of the reason I do them is because I know that all of those things will develop me as a musician. I know it. It's a fact. Particularly the chamber music and the orchestral music, because a lot of those players that I play with on a regular basis are exceptional musicians, and you can't help but learn from those people. But the band as well, they're great musicians. They're pushing me all the time, and it's a joyful experience. The whole thing, all of it, is a completely joyful experience. But I also know that I will be better as a musician once I've been through all of those things than I am now. So that's that bit. No secrets, because there are no secrets. I'm not going to tell you anything anybody else couldn't tell you. I just might tell you things in slightly different ways, and I might tell you stuff that other people perhaps don't want you to hear or don't want you to believe. We'll leave it at that. The second thing I wanted to talk about is a slightly less cheerful topic. The passing of Dusty Hill, who was the bass player in ZZ Top, as I'm sure most of you have heard by now. Tragic loss, extraordinary band. Even if that's not your thing, even if that sort of hard rock boogie kind of thing is not your thing, and even if you don't approve of the, what did somebody call it the other day, perv rock, inappropriate lyrics to say the least in places, and in this day and age probably not to be recommended in that way, but unapologetic and of its type. That music is, they're just the finest exponent of that kind of music. And Dusty Hill was not technically the world's best bass player, but he was the perfect bass player for the band that he was in. He held it down, he drove it. It was a quite extraordinary outfit for a three-piece band. The sound they made was huge and joyful in quite an aggressive way, quite a ferocious joy, but they took great joy in their music, all three of them, and Dusty Hill was no different. An amazing musician who knew exactly what the band needed and provided it night after night after night. He wasn't Jaco Pastorius, but Jaco Pastorius couldn't have done the job that he did. So he's a perfect example of one of the things that I want to talk about further on in this whole thing, is that you don't need the world's greatest technique. I've no doubt that Dusty Hill technically was extremely accomplished. I've no doubt that he could have played a lot fancier, a lot more complicated music than he was playing, but he played what the band needed, and that's a skill in itself. That's a colossal skill to learn when to play and when not to play, and how to play, and exactly what you need to do to give your best for the music that's going on around you, and for the players that you're playing with. So Rest in peace, Dusty. It was no doubt it was a ride. Um, he'll be greatly missed. I'm sure the band will be different without him. It seems like they're going to continue, which it's a personal choice. I totally respect it. It will be a different band without Dusty Hill. He was an amazing player. So that's that for this time round. I think probably next time I'm going to do a little bit of playing and talk about playing a little bit more rather than the sort of the head stuff that we've discussed so far. So take care. See you soon. That's it from the No Secrets bassist.